Okay, welcome back to my channel again. My name's Glenn. Just to recap, I'm out with Chelsea and she's just seen a cat, but she's also having a poo at the same time. Right, so I'm gonna have to pause here because I'm gonna have to pick the poo up and hold on tight to this lead, because if she sees that cat, she's gonna go for it. She's seen the cat. Spin this round. You might be able to see the cat in the distance over there. She's not reacting yet. If it was a fox, she would have shot out. But she's pulling. She's pulling. Don't know if you can see the cat over there. She's engaging, but she's not pulling. I've still got to pick the poo up. I'll leave it at that. Okay, drama over with the cat and Chelsea. Neither of them won the battle, but I'm keeping her well away from her cat because you don't know when they're going to swipe with their claws. Right, so going back onto my redundancy situation that I talked about in the last episode, and I'll put a link to that at the bottom or within this video, however which way is best to do it. So going back to my last episode, I talked about a redundancy situation that occurred at work out of the blue. Because I'm nearing, just a few months off of 60, with sort of pension options, different circumstances to people with like kids there, etc. I thought it might be the chance to ask for voluntary redundancy, which I put in, and they said no because you're too expensive. They wanted to save £185,000 a year off the cost base, and they would do that through losing people that they didn't have to make very high redundancy payments to, so people who'd been there like a year or so. So that's the way they did that. So a few people were taken upstairs, came back down. You often don't get a chance to say goodbye because they leave or they're not on that particular shift at the time. So you don't get to say goodbye only through text or whatever, especially people who live sort of some distance from where you actually live. So that happened, and then the expectation is you get back to business, but of course that never happens because you've still got the ripples of that instant vibrating through the organisation. So obviously everybody stops and has a chat about it. I'm just going into a shadowy patch, so the exposure is going to change. Back into the sunlight. By the way, it's not a hot day today. So, Chelsea's fine in this particular temperature. So yeah, it was a case of everybody get back to normal, please. Nobody's coming up to you. There's no management coming up to you and saying, get back to work. But obviously, you're quite conscious that you're stood around talking. So that happened for weeks and weeks. Everybody saying, oh, what's going to happen next, you know? And of course, the other ripple that starts to vibrate through a place is the shall I leave syndrome. I don't feel secure here. So you get people who look at the people who are left, who are good workers, valuable workers. They then start looking for jobs elsewhere. Now I was speaking to a guy who works for a company that's a subsidiary of Dyson, and he said that back in the day they made 1,500 people redundant in their workforce, going down to 500 key people. But what they didn't realise is that then quite a large number of those key people, I'm talking about really good engineers, project managers, etc., a lot of them started leaving, going to other companies, and then you're in trouble. So this is what happened with us. We've got a key guy who's been there 6 years on the presses. Within a couple of weeks, he said, I'm off, I found another job. And the management knew that this job was going to be better for him. It would give him more security, better training, a whole new aspect to his career. So they didn't even bother trying to keep him. And then, out of the blue, I had a text, can you come in for a meeting, please? Nothing bad, I said, nothing bad. So I contacted another one of my colleagues. I said, are you going to this meeting? He said, no, because I'm actually doing something else, can't go, but this is what it's about. A guy off one of the shifts, another key person, handed his notice in, just like that, nothing to go to. So a massive shock to the system. His wife also said, yeah, if you're not happy, just knock it on the head. So of course we had this emergency meeting. Our numbers are dwindling in our department. What are we going to do? We think this guy is wobbled a bit because of what's happened recently, and hopefully he can be talked round, which he was in the end. Of course we were working in a department with less people in, which actually makes life a lot harder because you've got to do the roles of many people. Although you're not, they say that, you know, don't do the roles at the same time, don't try and do two things at the same time. You're still walking around a hell of a lot, doing this, then this, then this, then this, then this. It's not easy at all. So anyway, that's the state of affairs at the moment. So one of the guys they made redundant, they had to ask him back. He'd already started a job somewhere. He's come back. He's come back on a day shift. He said he'd only do days, which of course didn't make one of the night shift guys happy, because he was next in line to get onto days. Obviously days for some people is better than nights. Some people like to stay on nights, they like to stay out of the way. And there's a few that like to stay out of the way. So that's the story so far. I can keep you updated next time, but for now, the temperature is picking up a little bit. I'm going to get Chelsea back home, get a coffee, bit of toast with honey on, gives you energy, and I'll leave it at that. So my name's Glenn. I will see you next time. And I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of these videos I'm trying to do in one hit, so I can record, post. That's where I'm going to try and do it. On the last one, I actually got a month wrong. It wasn't July, it was May. I'll put that up in the text at the bottom of the screen just to indicate that, or try and overdub the word July with the word May. So I'll have a go. Right, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.